like for the people who don't know about ICPC, like what is ICPC?
So those who don't know it, so this is basically Olympics of competitive programming.
What are some of the basic concepts or important concepts will you recommend?
ICPC is not just preparing for it; it's mostly about competitive programming.
What is the language you have chosen for ICPC?
The major reason why I choose C++, it is basically faster language.
Can you briefly share your experience at ICPC regionals?
We gave prelims, we came second, and we gave only one regional, Amritapuri, and we got the rank also.
Can you briefly share your experience at ICPC finals as well?
It was really great to see people from different countries, and it helps you build new connections.
So when you are giving ICPC regionals or ICPC World Finals, so what was your strategy when you see a new problem?
First of all, reading the problem, then thinking on the logic. And this can only happen if you have a lot of practice.
Like what was your go-to debugging techniques?
Like what value did my code give and what is the expected value. So the place where you find the difference is the place where it has actually gone wrong.
How did you balance your academics as well as your coding practicing for ICPC?
You don't have to be the class topper. If you want to, you can, and if you are able to, you should. But if you don't want to be, completely alright.
So can you briefly share your interview experience at Google for STE intern role? Hi everyone. So typical BTech CSC students, if they want to enter into product-based company, they follow a standard formula, which is they will learn 1 or 2 programming languages and then they will learn DSA and they will solve a few hundreds of problems in DSA and they will appear for the interview and they crack the interview. So this is the standard formula most of the people will follow. But so the guest for today's podcast who has chosen different path in order to enter one of the world top tech company in the world, which is Google. So the guest for today's podcast is Jadkaran Singh, where he went up to ICPC World Finals. And by the way, ICPC is a worldwide competitive coding contest. So he went up to there, and also in his BTech, he cracked Google. So in this podcast, we will find out his complete journey. So if you are a competitive coding aspirant, or if you are someone who want to get into product-based companies, make sure you watch this entire podcast. So without any further ado, let's get started. So hi Jadkaran, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Joshua. Thank you. First of all, thanks a lot for such a warm welcome, and I'm very pleased to be here, and I would love to share my insights to all the people who are watching today. So thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So Jadkaran, thank you so much for giving some of your valuable time. So we are planning this podcast from a very long time. So it keep on postponing. Finally we are doing. So thank you so much.
It was getting postponed from a long time, and we finally did this podcast at last. So
yeah. So Jadkaran, we will start this podcast with your introduction. So can you briefly introduce about yourself to our audience?
For sure. So as you all know, my name is Jadkaran Singh. I studied in IIT Indore and I graduated last year in 2024. And right after graduating, I started my job at Google in July last year. Before that, I have done one internship in Google in 2023, and through that I was given a PPO offer, and I joined Google after that. I'm also an ICPC World Finalist, and I have a startup called Ask Senior, for which I'm a co-founder. And other than that, I'm also very interested in sports. Name a sport, I probably have played it, and in my daily life, I love to work out and love to try out different sports. So yeah, that's all about me.
So Jadkaran, in this question only, you have said, you did your BTech at IIT Indore. So can you briefly explain how did you spend that 4 years of your BTech at IIT Indore?
So starting from the beginning, as my batch started in 2020, that was COVID period. So mostly the classes used to be online, and my first year was completely online. I didn't go to college in my first year. I started going to my college in my second year. So the first year was pretty decent. I would say that I used to have a lot of time, and before that I didn't even hear about competitive programming or any sort of programming. So when I entered first year, I got to know about it through my college clubs like programming club. Through that, I got to know about competitive programming, and it intrigued my interest. So I was basically already good at maths and mental ability, and these things really interest me. So I found quite a lot of interest in competitive programming, and I started practicing it. So through my whole first year, I did a lot of competitive programming. When I entered my second year, I just reached my college, so like a bit I lost my a bit of consistency, but after a while I gained it back, and yeah, through my second year and I guess half of third year, I used to practice a lot, and after that I think I didn't give much time after that. Once we reached world finals, so yeah, that was all about my competitive programming journey during my 4 years.
So, Jaskaran, in this question only, you have said you were introduced to ICPC through your college clubs. Like for the people who don't know about ICPC, like what is ICPC and what actually people do at ICPC?
Oh yeah, for sure. So ICPC, actually the full form of ICPC is International Collegiate Programming Contest. So those who don't know it, so this is basically Olympics of competitive programming. And a lot of you might not even know about competitive programming. I think we can dig into that later. So ICPC is a contest held around the world at the same, I mean, at the similar time. Every year it is held all around the world, not just in India. So it starts with preliminary rounds. So for each country, there is a separate preliminary round. India has one. All of the countries do have one. So it happens on a national level, and after that a regional round is conducted. So India has three regions usually, and you can participate in any two. It doesn't matter which region you are from, you can just participate in any two, and regional rounds are also national level rounds. After that you qualify for Asia West Finals, which is inter-country, but it is for India and neighboring countries of India like Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and all. So it is held in India only usually, and yeah, it is held amongst the Asia West countries. And after that, the ultimate competition is World Finals, where teams from all over the world come together to participate in one contest and compete there. So this is what ICPC is, and I mean, why is it important? Because this is, as I said, this is Olympics of competitive programming. So I mean, this does mean, this has a big meaning to it. If I'm saying it is Olympics, it does mean that it has heavy weightage, and I mean, it is the best achievement, one of the best achievement one can have in their college life if they, I mean, even participate in World Finals. So yeah, this was all about ICPC.
Okay, you have given a complete picture of ICPC. So basically, you have said that ICPC will be happen every year. So what is the basic timeline of ICPC?
So usually the first round, which is the preliminary round, it is held around October or sometimes in November. And once that round is done, after that there are regional round. So every regional has a different date, but they usually held around in December or November. And like three regionals are held over that. They are not on the same dates; they are on different dates. So don't worry about that at all. And I guess Asia West Finals is usually held in December, Jan. Yeah, Jan or maybe February. I don't exactly remember, but around that time it should be. In the worst case scenario, I can say like in May, in April, May it would be held. And talking about World Finals, it is usually held in October, November again, just before the start of next prelims. So it is held during that time.
So Jaskaran, let us assume a student, he just came to know about ICPC. Now he want to appear for ICPC. So what is the basic eligibility criteria if someone want to participate in ICPC?
So the basic eligibility criteria for anyone is to be from a particular any college actually. I think any college student can participate in ICPC irrespective of anything. And some extra eligibility criteria are like you haven't participated, you should have participated less than 5 times in ICPC prelims, and you should have gone to less than 2 world finals before attempting for an ICPC. So these are usually the eligibility criteria. Other than that, I don't think there are any other.
Okay. So, Jaskaran, if you look into ICPC, so ICPC is not an individual contest. It is a team contest. So, you have to choose your team members in order to participate in ICPC. So, how did you choose your teammates for your ICPC? Like, what is the qualities you have looked into them?
To be practical, usually it depends on rating, how good a competitive programmer you are. And teams are formed, like the top coders will always choose each other for a team. Like top three would always be in the same team because they want to, go as far as possible. It makes sense if if you want to build a really strong team, you want top three together. Then the next three, then the next three. Usually people choose people around their level. But one more good way of selecting a team is to have people with different skill sets. The better the union, the better the team is. It might happen that three people are better rated than the other three people, but the ones who don't have that good rating could actually beat the other team. This can happen when, let's say, one is good in a topic like dynamic programming, one is good at a topic called graphs, and one is good at maths. So, in for that team, it is easy to, because every person should spend time on a different problem. That's the most effective way of participating in ICPC and attempting the problems. So let's say you get a problem on DP. Of course, you want the person who is expert in DP to solve that problem. So the one who is good at DP, if he is able to solve that, you're good to go. You don't need the other two people to solve that. But let's say there is a team who has, good skills in all the topics, but not the excellent ones. So if a difficult problem on let's say a DP comes, so I don't think any one person can solve from those three. So isn't it better that one person is better at one topic and the other are better at the other topics? So that's how people should form team. They should, even if they have formed team, they should work on different strengths. What I feel.
So, Jaskaran, in this question only, you have said that we have to choose our team members which have a high scores or high gradings. So, what is this course or what is this grading? Where can we find the people who are top scorers or top graders?
First of all, to let you know, the team can only be formed from people of same institute. You can't form people from different places or different institutes. So, most of the question becomes irrelevant here because what people are there in the college and who has good rating. And if I talk about rating key, where is that rating, or where do you find it? So there are different platforms to get to have a skill rating. So like Code Forces, Code Chef, at Coder, I think there is maybe on Lead Code also there is rating. So I was mostly talking about Code Forces rating as it is the most relevant platform for ICPC.
So Jaskaran, let us assume a student who have came to know about ICPC, he just started preparing for ICPC, and while he was preparing for ICPC, what are some of the basic concepts or important concepts will you recommend in order to participate in ICPC prelims or ICPC regionals?
ICPC is not just preparing for it. It's mostly about competitive programming. One should work on the competitive programming skill sets in order to excel in ICPC. And they shouldn't think that I don't know these topics, so I shouldn't participate in ICPC. It's always good to participate. You know your level. You gain a new exposure. So it is good to participate. It doesn't matter how much you have learned, how much you have practiced. But in order to participate, you have to work on your competitive programming skills. So in order to work on them, you have to excel in different, basically you have to excel in problem solving. You have to practice a lot. You have to learn quite a few topics. So that's how you can prepare for ICPC.
So if you look into ICPC regulations or rules, so ICPC will accept a few programming languages, it could be C++, it could be Java, or it could be Python. So out of these languages, what is the language you have chosen for ICPC and why did you choose that language?
So basically, I have always done competitive programming in C++. So that's why I chose it. But the major reason why I choose C++ or most people should choose C++ is that it is basically faster language. It has inbuilt data structures. It is more friendly for DSA or competitive programming for sure. You'll find a lot of built-in functions. You'll find a lot of data structures, built-in data structures that you won't even find in Java. Otherwise, Java and C++ are kind of similar. They have, they have a similar runtime. And talking about Python, Python is a slow language, and again, it doesn't have that much number of built-in data structures. So, that's the reason I have chosen C++ as my first preference.
For if you look into like a ICPC prelims as well as regionals, like it will be happen within the country as you said. So for ICPC prelims as well as for ICPC regionals, like how many teams will be participated in this competition?
I think for prelims, during my time, around I guess 2000 maybe, 2000 teams could participated. So prelims doesn't have a criteria of participation. Like usually, if any team wants, they can participate. But for regionals, a few number of teams are selected for there are three regions. For one region, there are around 250 teams selected. For the other two, 100.
So just current if we are preparing for any contest, usually there will be a guide in order to guide us. So for example, if a student who just want to participate in ICPC, do you recommend any coach for him, or do you recommend only self preparation? So what do you recommend?
So I think self preparation is the best way to gain those skills, because they are problem solving skills, they are thinking skills. You can't gain them from a particular course. You have to manually solve all those problems. You can't just look at the videos or just read the content and gain that skill. It can't happen like that. You have to practice. Skill can only be gained by practice. Learn all you can. You can learn all you can, but until you have practiced what you have learned, and you have to practice much more than you learn. If you are learning one topic for one day, you have to practice that for at least 7 days. So practice is the most important thing, and I don't think any course is beneficial for preparing for ICPC. Other like I don't think any course is beneficial unless they are providing you problem solving classes or something.
Oh, okay, nice. So self preparation is the best method in order to start your ICPC.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well said. So Jaskaran, if someone who are about to go to ICPC prelims or ICPC regionals, will they have to carry anything, or will ICPC provide all the materials in order to participate in the ICPC?
So for prelims, it is online only. So you have to you have to sit at home and give the contest. So it's like that. For regionals, you have to go to the place to a particular region, and the contest is held at that place, and all the teams participate in this sit in the same arena. So all these things are provided by them only. Only there is a coding booklet where you write your piece of code. If you want to carry some, you can carry it there. Otherwise, monitors and all everything is provided by them only.
So can you briefly share your experience at ICPC regionals?
Sure. Talk about my experience. So I gave ICPC 3 times. I guess I gave it 3 times. So for first time when I gave it, I was in my first year. So that time, of course, I didn't have that much training and I didn't have that much skills. So during that time, we didn't qualify for the regionals, but we still got a rank of 125 in prelims. And that year, the prelims there was only one prelim, and there was only one regional, I guess. So at that time, we were able to solve 3 problems, and that was a really great experience. That I was in my first year. Then in the second year, we formed a good team, and I guess we 3 were masters who formed a team together. And in prelims, we got a rank of 5, and we performed brilliantly. And after that, we gave 2 regionals. In one of the regionals, Amritapuri, we got a rank of 5, and in the other one, I think we got 8 or 10 something. And we with that good of a rank, we were quite confident that we could make it to World Finals then we gave Asia West Finals, but it was not a day, and we got a bad rank of 33. And due to that, we weren't able to qualify for the World Finals. Usually, we need a rank under 15 to qualify for that. But yeah, it was majorly due to team coordination that day, and we learned a lot from that. So after that, we started practicing as a team. Like we worked on our team coordination a lot, and we came a long way. Next year, we gave prelims, we came second, and we gave only one regional, Mirzapuri, and we got the rank first. And usually, what happens is when you get a rank one in regionals, you directly qualify for World Finals. So yeah, through that, we directly qualified for the World Finals, and we also give Asia West Finals. Although it doesn't even matter whatever rank we get, we would definitely go to World Finals. But yeah, we got a rank of 4 in Asia West Finals too. So yeah, this was all about my ICPC journey in general.
In the previous questions only, you have said that. So if we look into the process of ICPC, so the first will be prelims, then the regionals, then South Asia area will be there, then we will go into World Finals. So like how many days or how many months of gap will be there between ICPC regionals as well as ICPC World Finals?
I mean, regionals are usually, as I told earlier, regionals are usually in the month of December or maybe the end of November, and the World Finals is like usually on like in the month of October next year. So there is a lot of gap between those two.
So finally, in your last attempt, you were able to go up to ICPC World Finals. Like, what is the location of ICPC Finals? Like when you are giving that time?
So every year there is a different location. In our time it was Egypt. In the next year it was Kazakhstan. And I mean location usually changes every year. So yeah, it is. I mean kind of fascinating. Like I mean you do have a chance to visit multiple countries as well if you qualify for it 2 times.
So you went to Egypt for your ICPC Finals. So like, can you briefly share your experience at ICPC Finals as well?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, first of all, going for the ICPC World Finals is an achievement in itself, and I mean, it's quite. I mean, you're quite enthusiastic about it. You know, you get to visit a new country, and of course, it is sponsored by your college usually. So, I mean, that adds on to the experience. So we went to Egypt. We had a plan. We planned an itinerary for 10 days. The contest was for like scheduled time for contest is basically 5 days. I mean obviously contest is only on Monday, but there are other events as well. You know, cultural programs, and you know I mean they also like have some events for you other than that, like let's say a boat ride or something like that. They have games. They have. I mean, of course, you're provided with good food as well, and yeah. Interestingly, like basically our world final was in a place called Luxor, and interestingly, the place where our world finals or where our stay was in an island on the banks of River Nile. So I mean that was quite fascinating, and like I mean you were literally staying on the banks of River Nile for 5 days. So I mean it's an experience in itself. And talking about the contest. I mean, it was really great to see people from different countries, and I mean, it helps you build new connections. You know, like you like meet new people from different countries, and I mean, during the World Finals also, like, I mean, it was pretty much the same kind of setup as regionals, but yeah, there are. I mean, your vote test at that time during the World Finals, and yeah, it is a bit different too. But yeah, you enjoy the contest all throughout. I mean, you enjoy the experience. You enjoy interacting with people, and you enjoy a lot of things during World Finals. It was all in all a very awesome experience, and I really, I mean, if anyone goes for World Finals, like I really like. I mean, I would really want anyone else to go for the World Finals to, I mean, have the same experience as me. So yeah.
Jaskaran, now we will talk about the actual strategies you have followed for your ICPC. So if you look into ICPC, it has a certain time period. So in that time period, you have to solve like a few multiple problems. Not only in ICPC, like in any coding contest, you have to be really quick in order to solve the problem. So when you are giving ICPC regionals or ICPC World Finals, so what was your strategy when you see a new problem?
It is same as my strategy as solving any problem in general, in practice even, not just in the contest. So usually what happens is when we see a new problem, obviously, all the problems are new problem for us. That's why you call them problems. I mean, any problem I solve, it is kind of new problem, right? And you should have the ability to solve any new problem. That is what competitive programming is. You'll always get a new problem. So your strategy is basically, first of all, reading the problem, then thinking on the logic. And this can only happen if you have a lot of practice, if you have studied some topics and solved a lot of problems on them. Only then you'll be able to figure out what topic this problem is from. And once you figure that out, then you have to apply your thinking skills in order to know the full approach. Figure out the full approach, and that also requires a lot of problem solving skills, thinking skills, and practice is the first and foremost thing that I advise to anyone in order to develop those skills. Strategy is basically that only. First of all, identify the topic, then try to think on the problem, and once you reduce the logic, try to think on how you'll implement it. This is a general strategy for any problem solving, and then you basically solve it.
Okay, so Jaskaran, if you look into any coding, so it could be like a general coding or it could be any contest. So in any codings, there will be some errors. So we won't get the desired output while we are doing coding. So what was your go-to debugging techniques while your code doesn't work as you expected?
So basic debugging technique is when your code is failing for some test case. You basically try to output everything every intermittent step. First of all try to figure out what should be the answer and what answer did your code give, and at each step you try to see what should be the return value. Yeah. Let's say you are performing an operation on something, and of course you know what is the expected value after this operation. So you print in your code also what value did my code give and what is the expected value. So the place where you find the difference is the place where it has actually gone wrong. This is the strategy most of the coders follow whenever they see that their code might be wrong. The first of all, they don't debug directly. They think themselves also what could be wrong in my code, what logic did I write wrong. So usually coders are able to figure that out directly because we have a lot of experience, and we know is at this step we might have made a silly mistake. So there are chances for that too. We read the code again. Firstly, we read the code again. If we see that it seems fine to me, then we write the print statements, logging statements. So logging is the best way to debug anything, and these are the basic strategies that I follow for debugging.
So Jaskaran, before doing this podcast, I did a little bit of research about ICPC. So in that I came to know about ICPC is consist of 5 hours. The duration of ICPC contest is 5 hours. So if you look into the number of problems, for regionals the problems will be 8, and for world finals there are 15 problems. So not only in this contest, if you look into any competitive exam as well, so the entire whole year preparation will be tested in that 3 hours for exams. So for your coding contest, the entire whole year preparation will be tested in this 5 hours. So before entering into the contest or after entering into the contest, so there will be a lot of anxiety, there will be a lot of nervousness, there will be a lot of pressure as well. So while you are doing the contest, how did you handle pressure while you are doing the contest?
There are several ways of handling pressure during during any contest. Of course, if you're just sitting for a contest for the first time, you'd obviously be nervous, and no one expects you to be all confident and all. No one expects you to be. But how to solve that? Of course, there are ways. if you have given JEE or any exam in general, uh, if you want to be confident in that exam, you give mock contest before that. You give a lot of mock contests. You have to. So that is this is the same way in like method, and you should follow here also. You should give a lot of contests, like contests, in order to first of all assess yourself and have a habit of performing in those 3 hours or 5 hours. The more practice you have, the less nervous you will be because you have a habit of doing that, right? So I mean, personally, I treat any contest, even if it is a world final, even it is regional, I treat it as a normal contest that I'm giving. So I mean, it helps me to accumulate all that pressure, and I mean, I don't take much pressure for any contest, and I'm able to handle it pretty well because I do have a lot of practice of giving contests. So I mean, it is not that big of a. Like I tell my mind that it is not that big of a deal, although it is. But yeah, the more practice you do, easier it gets.
Okay, well said. So, Jaskaran, like in the previous questions only, we have discussed that ICPC is not an individual contest; it is a team contest. So, in ICPC, there will be a team of 3 members. So, if you look into the actual ICPC, so for 3 members, there will be only one computer provided for those 3 members. So, to run your code effectively in that single computer for 3 members, your communication should be really effective. So what are the effective communication techniques you have used while you are doing this contest?
Firstly, for preliminary rounds, it is not the case that you have only one computer. Like you can have your own laptops and give the contest as you want. But yeah, from regional onwards, there is only one computer and there are 3 people, and it becomes very tough because only one person can write code at one time. And but all of the 3 members get problem statements. So I mean that's one thing. Like you get offline problem statements, not online. So it becomes easy. You get it on a paper. Yeah, but you only get one problem set. So you have to divide the problems there too. So how we approach it, we first of all divide the problems. Let's say there are 30 problems. We give 4, 5, something like that. We divide it equally. And first of all, every person goes to each problem and acknowledge which problem is easier, which is medium, which is hard, and which is from which topic. So we try to solve the easier ones first, and any one of us can code it because it is easy, so anyone can code it. Then comes a medium problem, let's say medium problem from a certain topic. So we divide those problems accordingly according to the skill level. So the first person who is able to come up with the approach, tell that yeah, I can code it now. So we give the computer to them. Unless some other person is already coding, we wait for them. We wait for them to submit the code, or yeah. So that's how it should be. But yeah, it is sometimes chaotic too that let's say all the 3 people have an approach in mind, but only one person is writing, and they're taking too much time. So it also can it forms the pressure on the person who is coding right now, and it also creates a sort of pressure on the whole team. So yeah, with practice, the more you practice as a team, the more you give 5-hour contest as a team and only give one computer, the better your communication is.
So what you are saying is once the problems is revealed, you distribute the problems based on your strengths, and you work on individually, then the person whoever is done, then you can code on the computer. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jaskaran, once your competition is done, for example, let us take regionals. So your regionals is done, how the scoring will be calculated for ICPC regionals as well as ICPC World Finals?
So the scoring is all throughout the ICPC are the same. Like the number of problems you solve, that is the main criteria. The more problems a team solve, the better their rank. So first criteria is the number of problems solved. The more problems, the better the rank. Then if you have solved the same number of problems as a different team, then penalty is counted, time penalty. So what is time penalty? Basically, the time at which you have submitted a correct solution for a problem, that would be added to the time penalty. Let's say you have solved a problem in 1 hour, like the first problem at 1 hour time task. So 1 hour would be added for that. Then you have solved the second problem at 2 hour time lapse. Then 2 hours would be added to the time penalty. Additionally, if you submit a wrong answer or PLE, any sort of incorrect answer, you'll also receive an additional 20 minutes of penalty. Only in the case if you have solved that problem in the end. Then you'd be, for each wrong answer, 20 minutes would be added.
So, if you look into like ICPC regionals or ICPC World Finals, so like you will be given, as you are saying before, like you will be given like new problems. So, if you look into like a wide variety of problems, there are problems related to healthcare, tech, AI, DSA. So, like what are the problems generally asked in ICPC? Like whether they ask about like a new technology, or they ask about real world problems, or they will ask about DSA. Like what are the like general problems they will ask?
So, like as I told, ICPC is Olympics of competitive programming. So the problems are on competitive programming only. It isn't related to AI or new technologies at all. The problems are, you can say, DSA based. Even much more than DSA. So yeah, the problems are based on that.
Jaskaran, like finally you're done with your ICPC. So like let us go back to your college days. Like you are parallelly giving ICPC as well as you are parallelly doing your academics, like which is your BTech. So like how did you balance your academics as well as your coding practicing for ICPC?
So to be very honest, like it's tough to balance both because like you have to spend most of the time in your academics in general, and not but you also need to spend it on other skills as well, because in academics they won't teach you competitive programming, they won't teach you hands-on development. You have to do it on your own. So how to manage this time? Sometimes you have to make compromises on academic side too. I used to do that in order to excel in competitive programming. The time that I spent for academics was much lower than like other people, I would say. And I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be serious about academics. Be serious. Be as serious as you can afford. You don't have to be the class topper. If you want to, you can, and if you are able to, you should. But if you don't want to be, like, it's all right. It's completely all right. You don't. It's your choice. If you have interest, if you want to excel, you can. If you don't have interest, it's all right. Like, you can compromise a bit. You can spend some time on your skill, compromising with the academic. It's completely based on the choice.
So, Jaskaran, in the previous questions, like you have said, if someone reaches World Finals, or if someone got like a very good rank in ICPC regionals, like they will get like a lot of boost, whether in their resume or in their career. So, like, what are the career benefits someone will get if they get a good rank in ICPC regionals, or if they reach ICPC World Finals?
So like if you get a good rank in ICPC regionals, or so like it shines on your resume. It is basically you can say achievement. So achievements are very important in your resume, and like companies do look at them, especially the big companies. And let's say if you have reached World Finals, it can take you to any place. It would be very easy for you. You can get into any company. To be very honest, if you have cracked ICPC World Finals, you can. Your resume would outshine all the others. Your resume, it would be like clearly visible to the companies. It won't be ki, this is one more resume from one more person. It would be one of the top resumes for sure.
Okay, so like what you are saying is like if we reach World Finals, like it will be definitely a boost for our resume. Okay, well said. Jaskaran, like you have been mentoring students like for the past like a couple of months or years about ICPC. So like you have been guided like a lot of students about ICPC as well. Like while you are guiding, or like while you are mentoring the students about ICPC, like what are the common mistakes you have saw like while the students are preparing for ICPC?
So I have found out that some people when they are preparing, they usually start preparing for DSA, and the way of preparing is something that isn't right. So what they do is they pick up a course, they learn the topic from the video, then they learn some solutions also, some basic problems from that topic. These type of problems come in interview, come in coding round. They just watch the video and or either look at the solution directly. They don't solve it on their own. But this is what is wrong here. Whenever you're solving a problem, your main aim is to improve the thinking skills, improve the problem solving skills, and that can't happen if you are not even trying to solve it, or you're not even challenging your brain. So, I mean, the most important part is you should challenge your brain. You should try to solve the problems on your own, and this is the most mistake that people are making mostly when I'm talking to them.
So Jaskaran, in this question only, you have mentioned a few websites. So let us assume one student is preparing for ICPC. Can you suggest a few good resources for someone who are preparing for ICPC?
Yeah, sure. So basically, the best resources for ICPC are like Code Forces is one of the best resources, where you can practice the contest, and I mean it has a vast problem set. During my journey, I mostly practiced from Code Forces only, and I mean it was a major part of mine. The other than that, you can practice from Ask Senior. Ask Senior basically has problems from different platforms, and most of the problems are from Code Forces itself. So it provides you a curated list of problems practice a particular topic. So yeah, I mean you can go out this way, and for learning, Isako Guide is the best.
So guys, I will give these resources links in the description. So if you want to check that websites, you can click the links in the description. So Jaskaran, let us assume a student who just started preparing for ICPC. So for him, what is the best piece of advice you will give to him?
So the best piece of advice that I can give is don't lose hope. So quickly. Give it time. Be consistent. Consistency is the most important thing. And as I told you, practice is must in this field. If you have to aim for ICPC, practice a lot. Be consistent. You can't be inconsistent if you inconsistently practice. You practice one day for 10 hours, and for the other fighters you don't even practice in a week. But on the other hand, if you practice every 1 hour every day, that would be much better than doing the previous day. So yeah, practice a lot.
Okay, guys. So if you are preparing for ICPC, do practice daily. So Jaskaran, in the introduction of this podcast, you have said that you got an internship at Google, and after that you secured a PPO from the Google. So now we will talk about your internship experience. So what is the selection process look like for Google SDA role?
So in general, Google basically first selects the resume. It selects the resume, and after that, there are DSA rounds, and there are only DSA rounds. You won't find any other rounds as such. And in turn, usually non-campus there are 2 rounds, and maybe off-campus there are 4 rounds. They're all DSA based, and on the basis of that, the students are selected.
So can you briefly share your interview experience at Google for SDE intern role?
Of course, I can't share my interview experience. It's confidential. So, I can't share the details in that. But when Google came on campus, 19 of students, the resume for 19 of the students were selected, and after that, there were 2 DSA rounds. And for me, they asked 3 DSA questions in the first one, 2 DSA questions in the first one, and in the second one there were 3. And as I was already an exploring DSA, they were easy for me, and I was able to solve them flawlessly. And even after doing the interview, I was quite confident that I should get selected. And yeah, this is all about my interview experience at Google.
Okay, so finally you cracked the Google internship interview. So finally you got the internship. So what was your role in that internship, and what are your learnings from that internship?
My role for the internship was software engineer only. And I learned a lot of things. I learned to work with different individuals. I connected with a lot of people with different skills. And I got to know that, the more you learn, the better you are. And I learned exploration skills that you learn a lot at Google. And I also learned the things that I worked on, basically the tech stack or anything else, like writing documents. that is the best thing that Google provides. Of course, like writing good documents. So yeah, these are some major skills that I gained while working, while doing my internship.
So like finally you got a PPO from the Google for a full-time offer, and you have been working at Google like for the past 1 year. So like how is your present life at Google?
So honestly, it has been amazing till now. Like everyone knows the perks of Google, the things they give us, give the employees, food to eat, cabs that you drop and pick you up. And it's not just that you get to go to the team outings, you have bunk beds here, you have a lot of sports here. If any sports you want to play, you can play here. So my life has been very enjoyable, very comfortable here. And talking about the work-life balance is also really great. So I mean, of course, I'm learning a lot of new things. The kind of folks that are here are really talented, and I learn a lot of things from them daily on the daily basis. And I'm also of course, I'm building my skill, and any project I'm working on definitely gives me confidence that yeah, I'm learning something new, I'm doing something great and impactful. And other than that, I'm also enjoying my life as India.
So Jaskaran, like you have been working at Google like for the past 1 year. Like let us assume as a person like who just want to join at Google. So like how much salary one can expect at Google for software developer role?
I mean, I think like anyone is joining, it's base only base is usually around 18 to 20 LPA like that. Whenever a person joins, I mean it is same for all.
So Jaskaran, this is the final question for this podcast. Let us assume a person like who just want to join in product-based companies. So like what is the best piece of advice you will give to someone like who just want to join in product-based company?
Yeah, so like for joining in any product-based companies, like the current scenario, they definitely ask DSA. They have DSA round interview rounds. So like one thing is that you have to work on your DSA skills, but you also want to get your resume selected. So only working on DSA skills might not work. You have to work on some good projects. I mean something that shines, that makes your resume outshine. Having good achievements helps that, let's say ICPC. So that definitely shines on your resume. And the more unique resume you have, I mean, the better chances you have, the diverse skills you have, the more chances you have. So like keep learning a lot of everything that you get. Not everything, like more things you can that are useful in this industry. So I mean that is piece of advice that I can give you right now.
So thank you so much, Jaskaran, like for giving your valuable time. I think we are planning this podcast from a very long time. So it was keep on postponing. Finally we are doing. So thank you so much once again.
It was really great. Yeah, it was a fun podcast, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is all about Jaskaran's journey. I hope you got a lot of new information through this podcast. If you got the new information through this podcast, make sure you hit the like button as well as comment your thoughts in the comment section. Or if someone who are preparing for competitive coding, or if someone who are like planning to join product-based companies, make sure you share this podcast with them. And I will keep on uploading this podcast in the future. So if you want to be notified, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications just by hitting that bell icon. So this is your Joshua Kumlakar signing off.